What is the fastest Zoid ever made? So I'm sure immediately y'all got flashbacks of Zoid's New Century Zero and immediately thought, Liger Zero Jaeger. Or maybe Lightning Sykes. And while they're both fast Zoids, Lightning Sykes topping out at 325 kilometers per hour and Liger Zero Jaeger topping out at 330, which is about 200 miles per hour for those of us who use Freedom units. But definitely not the fastest Zoids.
Actually, the fastest land-based Zoid is actually Gravity Wolf here.
Gravity Wolf has a bonkers top speed of Mach 1 on the ground. But if we want even faster Zoids, we're going to have to look upwards. I'm sure those of you who've seen the first two animes are more than familiar with Storm Sorter and Rainos. Storm Sorter and Rainos are both pterosaur type Zoids, and they are definitely fast. We're getting to some really high speeds now with an impressive top speed of Mach 3.2 for Storm Sorter. And Rainos coming in just a little bit faster at Mach 3.3. Absolutely crazy speeds. But we can go faster. We're going to head over to the Xenobus base and check out a couple of old Zoids y'all might not be familiar with. The first one is called Gun Gyarados. It's an old school dragon type Zoid with chrome armor and big translucent wings. And a fun thing about Gun Gyarados is not only does this cool attack mode bipedal stance, but you can also fold him over. And he has a quadrupedal stance, and the motor works in both forms. Gun Gyarados tops out at an impressive Mach 3.7. And now we move on to Gun Gyarados' big brother, Gilvader. Gilvader is an awesome old-school Dragon Zoid. It's essentially a flying death sword. It's just so cool. Look, it's got buzzsaw wings. What more could you possibly ask for? Gilvader has an incredible top speed of Mach 4. So this is a really, really fast dragon. But is it the fastest? Well, no, it's not. But before we get to the fastest Zoid, I will be ridiculed by the older fandom if I don't mention Arudios, the Alicorn type Zoid. Another really old school Zoid that never really got its time in the sun, at least anime-wise. This thing was essentially used by the Republic to take down Gilvaders. And while it's not quite as fast as Gilvader, only clocking it at Mach 3.6 only, it's much more agile and maneuverable, which gives it the edge in close-range combat. But there is one Zoid that is faster than all of them, old Zoids and new Zoids alike. The one on top of the hill is this guy. This funny little guy is called Glidolar. Believe it or not, he's supposed to be a duck. Glidolar is all the way from 1983, so he's over 40 years old now. He's a very old boy. He's essentially from the first generation of Zoids. Usually the fandom calls them Whitehead Zoids. As you can see here, they all generally share the same white head and canopy. They're swappable. And I know you're thinking, this is weird. How can a Zoid this derpy possibly be faster than all the other ones? Well, normally this thing's top speed is Mach 1. However, according to Zoid's official stats, this Zoid is equipped with an emergency rocket booster that launches it at Mach 4.2. And this isn't just a discrepancy in the wiki, which happens from time to time. This is actually official. He can actually launch himself at Mach 4.2. In my opinion, this was either some kind of error that's never been fixed in 40 years, or possibly just something to do with 80s Colombian nose candy, which was big at the time. But be it by mistake or by 80s intentions, Glidolar the Duck clocks in at Mach 4.2, making him the fastest Zoid to date in over 40 years. And he's just an adorable 80s duck toy, and I love him.